say that I was in a lonely town. No one really says much, just the constant chatter of machine good sound. We go about our business with the whole world there to witness such a social age. Under shiny silver surface, they're threatening to hurt us if we disengage. Tonight, I'll take my chance to hide away before they digitize my life away. For me, I'll be automated, now production's reinstated in the lonely town. Dystopic city visions, they are planning all decisions. It's the future, wow! Memories of nature just glowing in the neon, seem such distant days. It's time to turn the screen off, but a sheep's still what I dream of when my body lays. Tonight, I'll take my chance to hide away before they digitize my life away. For me, tonight, I'll take my chance to hide away before they digitize my life away. For me, I'll be free. Let's take our chance to hide away. Now that the future's here to stay. Let's take our chance to hide away. Now that the future's here to stay.
It must have been something at WOMAD a couple of weeks ago in Las Palmas. The fact that my parents had an organ and instruments in my house when I was a kid growing up, and a piano, and not that it was there were ever instructions to learn those instruments or to do anything with them, but the fact that they were there, you know, there wasn't even quite a gift, but I see it as a gift now, the fact that there was music in the house. Oh, that's a good one. I say in the mountains with a lake. That's, you want the best of both worlds. So mountains, lake, Switzerland. That's what I'm talking about. Holidaying in mountains by the lake, because it can be very dangerous. You know, you're not high in the mountains, you fall in the lake, it's cold, Switzerland. You know, you might not come back out. Oh, dance floor every time. Bars are boring. I don't have much to say. I express all my thoughts through the power of dance, interpretive dance. I don't want to say there's just one band or one artist, so always tricky. I can name a few, but like I loved a lot of jazz musicians when I was growing up. People probably hear that Steely Dan is a reference of mine, and Todd Rundgren and Hall & Oates. There's a lot of different artists. Sly and the Family Stone, the Zombies I really loved when I was like a teenager, and probably those were important years when they're sort of forming you. So I'm not going to say one, but I'll say all of those at least. Dog, every time, has to be a dog. I don't really watch TV. I'm a non-record buying member of the general public. I get more swaps when I'm on the road because I often play with other bands with me. So I'm gonna mention a swap I had recently, which was an EP by a band from Barcelona called Stay. I think it could have been Billy Joel when I was like 7 years old or something like that. I was pretty young. I don't know if it was the first, but it was definitely the most memorable one because it was the first time I saw a concert in a theatre, in a big concert venue. So I'd seen musicians perform before, of course, but I'd never been in a real concert venue. So I think I'm going to say it was Billy Joel, and I was about 7 or 8 years old. You know, I don't want to say football because I'm not really into football, but of course that's the famous public perception of it. A memory I had before in Dortmund, because I've never really played here very often, but a couple of times I've been here just, while I was on tour and I had to have a day off or 2 days off, and I, for example, had played in Bock or something, and I needed to fill a day in Dortmund. And a memory I have is a couple times of being in like these like neighborhood kiosks, but like not really a bar, more like a kiosk where everyone would go and order beers, but you're paying kiosk prices, more like €1.50, rather than €3 or €4 for a beer. And everyone would gather around the kiosk and drink and turn it into kind of like a bar. And I remember doing this a couple times in different kind of random neighborhood kiosks. So for some reason that's my memory of like a different style of bar culture, but not a bar, a kiosk, like a neighborhood Keats kiosk. Do they exist, or have I made this up? Do you know what I mean, or am I making this up? I'm sure this happened.